All right, Shalom, Makiel. Shalom. We're going to start off by giving our honor and glory to
Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh, Hashem,
we want to give double honor to our elder apostles and elder bishops of great wisdom and realm, as well as peace and blessings, health and abundance to the house of the elect. All right? We are the Hebrew Israelites, specifically GMS Pacific Camp, out here once again, week in, week out, prophesying the downfall of America. All right? And along with that, I want to make somebody get this Sirach, exalt not thyself in the counsel of thy own heart. All right, because you got a Jake that's been basically a reproach to the apostles, to the ministry. All right, he's taken away from the book. All right, he's basically he set brothers up to get attacked. All right, for years. All right, but one thing about it is you went against your how about Hashem Shai. You took away from the book, man. I was meditating on that this week. The one thing that we have hope in, one thing you said some of those books were accurate. Right. The good book, like the one thing that give us value and hope. It's like a nigga been waiting on his income tax all fucking years. Just to find out, nigga, you owe money. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Like your hope is gone. You've been waiting on this for the past 6 months. Yep. So the one thing that we have hope in, nigga, you took from the book of Hebrews, the Apostle Paul. But okay, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
This is the book of Revelation 13 and 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leads in captivity shall go into captivity. He that killed with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
This is our patience. This is our faith. All right, everything else that you are hoping is going to fail you. If your hope is in, I want this 6-figure job, this 7-figure job, it is eventually going to fail you because the dollar is about to fail. If your hope is on a woman, she's going to fuck somebody else. Period. If your hope is in what else? Against some nigga Wall Street started, it is going to fail because that is against the NWO. All right, Jacob is not supposed to own anything here. All right, if your hope is in a new pair of shoes or just something petty, man, it is going to fail. But our patience and our faith is that the nigga that led us into captivity, all right, should go into captivity. Not prolong the captivity for getting privileges here. Right. Nigga, it's no such thing as a successful Israelite. It's no such thing as a free Israelite. It's a nigga with privileges. And those privileges come with stipulations. If you want to live on the high end of America, you're going to have to follow stipulations. You're going to have to follow charter stipulations. You can't help your people, nigga. You're going to have to denounce the name, fuck nigga. All right? Huh? Come on, man. Stop fucking playing, man. You know, the Lord might come back when he said 1,000 years from now. In other words, I'm eating good, nigga. All right? Here's the patience and the faith of the saints, man. Don't you dare speak badly about the one thing that we have our anchor in, man. The one thing that kept us from beating the shit out of a nigga, going to prison, doing some dumb shit, because you pent up in America from drinking to death, eating to death. The one thing we got hope in, man. Come on, man. That's what happened when you say that book isn't legit. That book isn't authorized. That's what happened, man. All right?
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1, verse 30. Exalt not thyself, lest thou fall.
All you motherfuckers do the same shit. You downplay the truth and big up yourself. The apostles' writing wasn't legit. Right. All this, but you want to be the celebrity in Israel. You want to be the big face in Israel. You want to be the person that everybody's talking about, man. And it's not just you. It's many different people that made a cult of personalities of themselves, man. They have made a likeness of themselves, man. All right? It's not about you, nigga. Anybody coming to see you, Otis, and Yahweh Shai will show you over and over again that you niggas ain't shit.
It's about that mindset.
It's about that mindset, man. How many niggas you know at GMS that was that guy, now they're gone?
I can't sing.
Yeah. The former members of camps. Right. He was like, man, that brother, when Yahweh Shai was like, fuck that shit. Starting camps. Yeah. That Jordan nigga, man.
That nigga was Jordan, man.
Yeah, that Jordan nigga, man.
I was on the one to see him.
Nah.
Teaching
Come on, man.
Man.
Bro, it's scholars in this truth. It's no longer here.
Yeah.
So I'd rather you not know my name.
Right. That's
You
right.
know?
Be still be here.
And be still here.
That's
And
right.
the Lord is dealing with me on the slick, like, yeah, I mean, you one of my guys.
That's right.
Because that's something you learn when you first come in the camp. Like, we might not be known like that, but I'm in the truth. Trust me, it's better to just be in the truth than to be known like that. You know? All right?
It says, and bring this honor upon thy souls.
That's what you did, nigga. I heard you lose accounts. And to be honest, I ain't never really been tapped into you like that, nigga. But you know, you tap into what's going on in Israel and shit. You hear the foolishest things that you do, man. And you see the reoccurring thing. Niggas, they badmouth the ministry. They badmouth the men of the Lord. Then some exposure happens, man.
Nigga has become infamous. Bible shot. We can look at definition of infamous. That's what you niggas have become. You know, infamous. And see, and I knew it. I said, them niggas like attention so much. The worst thing you can do to a nigga that love attention is embarrass his ass.
Man, what?
You see? And I figured that was going to happen, man. You know? Hey, call Allah, get out my shit out shot. You need to get this man.
That's right.
You know? And how was shot going to win? And his men.
Every time.
Everything else finna lose, man.
Hey, nah, that's beautiful.
This is the definition of the word infamous on Google. It says well known for some bad quality or deed, wicked or abominable.
You're a warlover. You a sodomite. You pimp out your women. You've been stroking. That's what you've been doing.
That's it. Dirty and filthy. Hey, that's why the scripture got something. Go ahead, bro.
But this is in the etymology online. It says of ill repute, famous for badness, opposite of. That's pretty much it.
Hey, cause look, this another scripture to sit right. Better is it to be of little wisdom, and yeah.
I got some for you.
Let's go, bro.
Hey, this is
And by the way, brothers has got coffee, man. But in the see-through cups. Look, see, this is smoothie. This coffee, man. Yeah, perception is everything.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
You know?
That's right.
There ain't no fucking some dark liquor or some shit.
Right.
I always rock back and forth when I teach today, and then, like, you know,
Yeah, it's that Levi spirit.
it's Levi, man.
In Proverbs 30 and verse 5, every word of the Most High is pure. He's a shield unto them that put their trust in him.
Yep.
Verse 6 in the NLT, do not add to his words, or he may rebuke you and expose you as a liar.
You add it to his word, you take it away from his word. And you taint it and temper it with our hope, man. Like I said, the one thing you're supposed to have your faith in, the one thing that carried you year after year in Babylon, as you came into the knowledge, is the word. Fuck the money. Not something wrong with it. But we supposed to pay you tithes, buy a Hebrew name for your dumb ass, buy clothes for your dumb ass, follow you
While you stripping away hope.
while you're, yeah. So if it's all about you, nigga, if you die right now, we fucked.
That's right.
If the spotlight's on you and we supposed to hope in you, basically, if nigga you die right now, then we're fucked.
Yeah, we gotta wait for you to get through being dominated.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Before you make a move.
Yep.
Right. And I'm going to say this, man, like, if you got a brother that's going through that, that's supposed to be something you're going through before you come into the truth. As a high-ranking priest or self-proclaimed high priest, you don't supposed to be doing that type of behavior, bro. What's the whole process of you being born again?
And well, that's why the apostle said, "As such as were some of you."
Right.
Past tense.
That's right.
You,
Right.
you could have been a sodomite,
That's
an
right.
adulterer,
Right.
a nigga in the witchcraft,
That's right.
a pimp. You could have been. It's all fucked up,
That's right.
and that could have been overlooked. But you still in this shit. You still doing the industry. You mixing oil and water.
Can I back you up real fast? Just to back him up in case these cats trying to get funny. 1 Corinthians 6 and verse 9. Don't you realize that those who do wrong will not inherit the kingdom of the Most High?
Yep.
And this in the NLT. Don't fool yourselves. Those who indulge in sexual sin or who worship idols or commit adultery or are male prostitutes or practice homosexuality
Yeah.
or are thieves, or greedy people, or drunkards, or are abusive, or cheat people, none of these will inherit the kingdom of the Most High.
And the abusive goes back to abuse themselves and mankind.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes you got to go back to the KJV.
That's right.
Yep.
Verse 11. Some of you were once like that.
So, after the Apostle Paul is talking to converts,
That's right.
he's talking to the hopeful elect.
That's it.
They came out of Corinth, right?
That's right.
So, coming out of Corinth was like coming out of Atlanta.
That's right.
Coming out of New Orleans,
That's
Jackson,
right.
Mississippi, fucking
Vegas.
Bay Area,
Yeah.
Vegas,
Yeah.
New York, the liberal fucking freaky cities, man.
That's it, bro.
So you came from these inner cities, there's a chance you was one of those.
That's it.
Like, half of the females now they're gay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you didn't experience the woman. Half of the niggas, but you done ran trains on females. Some chicks done ran trains on females.
Yeah.
Or you committed adultery. You damn sure ate pork.
Yeah.
So,
For sure.
nigga, you know how it is in nigga culture.
Yeah.
All right, but it says such were
Yeah.
some of you.
Right.
That's what real repentance is.
That's it. In the NLT, some of you were once like that, but you were cleansed. You were made holy. You were made right with the Most High by calling on the name of Lord Yahweh Shah and by the Spirit of our power.
The key word was were,
Yeah.
and basically you were made holy.
Yeah.
All right, because when you came into the truth, hey, all things were done away with.
That's it, bro.
That word infamous.
Okay, this is expounding on the word infamous. It says cause infamy. It's public disgrace, dishonor, evil fame, notorious of ill fame, meaning quality of being shamefully vile.
It's the opposite of famous.
That's right.
In Apostle Babar went into the word famous. Really, famous goes back to him. So
Hungry.
yeah, you really hungry.
Yeah.
You're hungry for attention.
Yeah.
Going back to you was hungry for attention, and now the Most High gave you exactly what you were hungry for.
Ill attention.
Ill attention. So your fame turned into infamy.
Because you look at our forefathers, they were renowned.
Yep.
You know, which means they were known for righteousness.
Yep. Those sons of God. Right? Because even a judge, right? A judge is renowned, all right, for being like that upstanding ruler. Like a Judge Matthews, a Judge Joe Brown.
Samuel.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck them niggas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
what.
Yeah.
Fuck them niggas. Joe Brown talking that shit the other day.
I think Hebrew Israelites, yeah.
Well, I know, you know,
Yeah.
but you got it.
Well, I mean, hey, back in our homeland, the judge was different. Like, that was,
And they wouldn't even eat till Samuel came.
yeah,
You
come
know,
on.
he was the first Samuel. Like, they wouldn't even eat until they see Samuel.
And showing you, man, when the Most High set the elect back in the universe, to rule the universe, come on, the pillars of existence. Come on, man. Showing you the core thing is the laws. So the first thing you have to have in society is judges to implement the laws. It's the first thing you gotta have, man. All right. You can repeat exalt us something. You can definitely go to the spot understanding.
This is back in Ecclesiastes, Sirach chapter 1, verse 30. Exalt not thyself, lest thou fall, and bring dishonor upon thy soul. And so the Most High discover thy secrets and cast thee down in the midst of the congregation.
Man, discover our secrets. Bro, I think they had him in mind when they wrote this.
Yeah.
Sirach had him in mind, man. All right.
Because thou camest not in the truth to the fear of Yahweh Shema Shai, but thy heart is full of deceit.
The heart is full of deceit, man. All right.
And the seed is lying. Because you made a telltale video, your first initial video, you said that you didn't do nothing. There's no gay stuff and so on and so forth. But your text messages is implicating you're down with the entire program.
But that was even pushing that street shit.
Yeah.
Hey, this street rulership has reached its expiration. So no more can you really big up that street shit. Because the Most High gonna knock it down every time.
Yeah.
It goes back to when the Philistines had the Ark of the Covenant and they set it in the same temple with that Dagon. And what's the third day? The whole Dagon statue fell over. So the street energy to push out, that's an idol. It's confounded. So it's already been tilted over.
And intertwined with alphabet culture now.
That's right.
Street nigga and alphabet culture is intertwined.
Yep, that's right. I always wonder about that shit. Is like amongst niggas, like, bro, the gangsters always be kind of like fucking with the gay dude.
Yeah.
Or they be kind of
Sure,
cool with each
right,
other.
yeah.
How in the world it's supposed to be a lane and you respect him, but you cool with the alphabet nigga? You know what I mean?
And like you bring about the Ark of the Covenant, it would once they moved out the temple with Dagon, they moved it to another place. And everywhere they took it, the lower hand was there. So now he got that members only website. where people gotta pay to go on there, that shit gonna end up getting exposed in some kind of way in the store too.
That's right. And then it's like, hey, what did Scripture say? The Ark of the Covenant is with men. It's as though it's a great millstone. Because everything that go against great millstones of the spirit is knocked over, man.
And if I can just add, because if you think about the Ark of the Covenant, that was really nothing but a representation of Yahushua, right? Because that's why basically when the angels, Salakia, when they came to the supper, the supper, when he was in, what did you have? You had an angel at the head and at the foot. You know, that's the Ark of the Covenant. So Yahushua embodies everything, man. Well, just to back you up.
Yeah, come. Wow, bro. No, you got it, bro. Yeah, come.
This is Ecclesiastes, Sirach, chapter 19, verse 24. He that has small understanding and fear the Most High is better than the one that has much wisdom and transgresses the law of the Most High.
So we've gone through that infatuation with men that had much wisdom, then they got confounded. And it's like, damn, you went shit. All right, it's better to have small understanding. Nobody knows who you are but the men in your camp. You hold a sign, you bring out a precept when it's appropriate, and it's better to be that way, man.
Hey, but Yahushua went down with that fame shit. You know? Every time they tried to award him the fame, he'll dip off in the crowd, man.
You know, a lot of you niggas do too. Y'all got this victim mentality, like you push this narrative that you came from the streets, you came from nothing, but it really be your excuse to behave the way you behave. Yeah. No, your house shots.
Nah, the phone when I was saying that.
Hey, your house shots out therapy. That's the new nigga culture narrative.
And guess what therapy means?
Heal.
That's right. Cure. That's
Cure.
right. Heal. Well, no, heal.
Yeah. So those traumas that we have, man, your house shot can heal you, man.
And it's the point, just to back you up, and that's why you don't supposed to be going to no fucking marital counseling, man. Because when it comes to basically the scriptures, Apostle Paul already said there will be trouble in the flesh. Yep. So the cure or the healing based on it, you have to go to the scriptures. And if a woman is going to get any advice, it's supposed to be from another woman, an elder woman.
This is Matthew chapter 9, verse 12. But when Yahushua heard that, he said unto them, they that be whole need not a physician, but they that are sick.
But the physician was Yahushua. See, the physician wasn't you making an excuse for your ill behavior based off your traumas you experienced in America. Right. All right, that's the new black culture narrative. Traumas, therapy. All right, or justify your behavior because of traumas. No, Yahushua is supposed to correct your traumas.
Because the root cause is spiritual. The root cause of all our trauma goes back in the spirit. So you got to begin healing from the root source. So if we begin to heal in Yahushua, by default, it's a ripple effect. It's a ripple healing effect in Yahushua.
Verse 13, it says, but go and ye learn what that meaneth, and I will have mercy and will not sacrifice, for I am not come to call the righteous, but the sinners to repent.
The key word was repent, man. Because it's already known that we were doing this diaspora. We came from Roman influence, Grecian influence, Egyptian influence. All right, we came from black culture, black magic culture. All right, we came from voodooism and that free spiritism and Satanism. All right, we came from that bullshit. We came from a mindset where it was really cool to be evil. It was cool to be a nigga that took somebody's girl. It was cool to be,
to take car radio.
Yeah.
Selling drugs, murdering.
Yeah, it was cool to be on the left hand. So it was less cool to be structured and upright. So
the flesh just loved it, man. The flesh was feeding off of it, but the flesh was suppressing your spirit, man.
I remember walking from the store with a real plate, going to watch that Boosie documentary. It's kind of like my coach. I was like my
combination right there.
Crossing that track.
Yeah.
Boy, count that money in the street.
Find
20 on
your pussy. You might have 20 on pussy. That documentary. So that's my thing. You might get your haircut that day. You might get a plate of ribs. When you walk back to the house and watch a Boosie documentary or Hood to Hood, just being 15 infatuated with the shit, But now what? We eat a salad.
That's right.
Mediterranean.
That's right.
Get ready to watch the Apostles. Or you might watch a self-development video. You know, it's a polarity now. It's a duality. You know?
Got a teacher brewing it.
Yep, that's right.
Some oil on the pot.
That's right.
This is
This is burning.
Yeah.
Screw it.
Yeah, man. We, hey, brothers used to, business know that, brothers. But Jake used to be at the end of the street freestyling. You know what I mean? You might say a punchline, everybody say, ooh. But now y'all in the spirit, you bring out powerful scripture. Brothers say, ooh, that's shit. And it's really the spirit, not us, but it's the spirit. So it's the flip side now. We're not supposed to bring the nigga way back into this. Come on, man.
Jake used to love to see you coming. Now Jake see you coming, they be like, damn.
Here comes Sharif. Here comes Sharif.
Yeah.
This is that word repentance in the blue letter.
Strong's G 3340.
Metanoio. It says to change one's mind, to repent, to change one's mind for better, heartier, to amend with abhorrence of one's past sins.
Hey, because a lot of church you don't fully repent, and you bring that street culture pride, that black culture pride. You got pride about that shit, and you bring just like that adultery nigga and IUIC. He sat right next to that Jake that he slept with his wife. Cause the nigga culture, that's a flex. Like, you go sit right back next to that nigga like nothing happened, man. All right. And it said change mind, right? A mindset is a software program. We're like computers. So the first software program was black culture, American culture, westernization. So Yahweh Shah, he took a one software program out and reverse engineered that shit and replaced it with Eastern mindset.
Right. He deleted all those old files.
All that old data.
That's right.
In the water, and he replaced that with a Jerusalem software program. So now with the very thing that we have admired, now we detest. You know?
Jeremiah 17 and 9 in NLT. The human mind is most deceitful above all things and desperately wicked.
Read that again, bro. Jeremiah, the word heart don't mean this organ right here.
And that's why we need that new hard, man. But you got this fat ass nigga in BR talking about if he had gas money, he'll pull up cash out me, my nigga. But long story short, at the end of the day, that comes with what? The new covenant. Jeremiah 31 and 31, Hebrews 8 chapters. So how the fuck do we have a new heart when we still in captivity? You know, we're rehearsing the law, statutes, and the commandments to the best of our abilities, man.
Your new covenant didn't come with gas money. And you still broke behind a new covenant.
Boy got breast implants.
Come on, man.
Jeremiah 17 and 9 in NLT. The human mind is most deceitful above all things.
That's why you have to get counsel too, man. Because at the end of the day, you can think you're doing something right, but you can be totally wrong. And look how many times Safari has been rebuked, right? Al-Azhar has been rebuked over and over and over again. But guess what? You sheeple, y'all still follow this nigga.
Then you got cronies, super, like King Solomon's son. King Solomon had elders over him, but his son had cronies. It reminds me of Adrian Broner from Cincinnati. Like all the niggas around you are yes men, they cronies, so they don't have any wisdom.
Yeah, like Tazamaki them out there talking about you have to be there for your brother. Y'all niggas are not judges, man, because those are sins worthy of death. Okay, ain't no priest supposed to be living a lifestyle like that. So basically, he tells you one thing, but he lives a total opposite lifestyle. But you mean to tell me, and you know what? I don't even blame the niggas, his support system. Now I blame the congregation. There's too much evidence out there now. Too much.
Well, it's like those church pastors. You found out they were sodomites, and they molested young boys. And they say some poignant speech that grabs the heart of the congregation. Now everybody get up and start clapping.
Like Eddie Long gone.
Yeah, that's why I had in mind. Is that nigga still dead? Is that nigga dead? He said he's still dead. He's still
Long gone.
I just remember him getting real skinny.
We'll see him in his lifetime.
Yeah, I just remember him getting real skinny. There, he just
Incarnate.
yeah. You're funny, man. Yeah. But he had allegations against him. So men was saying when they were younger, he molested them, man. Chuck the niggas out, man.
The congregation still rocking them niggas.
Yeah, man.
But he said some heartfelt speech. It moves the heart of the crowd, and all the nigga people, they forgive him. You know?
Y'all niggas 2/3. That's why y'all still following it.
That nigga was so proud, son, bro. They carried him around the whole congregation on a fucking goddamn big ass chair, man. You know? Say it again, bro.
Like the litter.
Yeah.
The kings on the
Yeah. Why he giving his side story or excuse talking about the allegation pretty much the fault? Nah. But that's a proud spirit that man was in, man. He knew he was playing with little boy.
That's why you had that platform. You a sodomite. You're not gonna get them. Edomites ain't gonna give you that platform unless you're on the homo tip.
Alright. It says the human heart mind is most deceitful above all things and desperately wicked.
So you by default is wicked. That's why you are your worst enemy when you by yourself. When you sometimes be by yourself, there's you know what? You start looking at some bullshit in your phone, or your mind starts going into deep negative mode. Or some jakes they get in their car and become self-destructive. Some jakes the only thing that's saving you is being broke, man. Because you go off your own devices and you just self-destruct. And you got the liberty to do so because we're in Babylon, man. All right, but Yahweh Shai is supposed to filter our human mind. All right?
It says, who really knows how bad it is? But I, the Lord, search all the minds and examine secret motives. I give all people
secret motives, such as text messages. You like to be bent over and things of that nature. Those are all secret motives, man. Go ahead.
It says, I give all people their due rewards according to what their actions deserve.
Hey, whether they be good or bad. So if you're good, you're gonna get salvation. If you're bad, you would get judgment and destruction, man.
And they call it karma, and you went into that definition. It goes back to he makes, but it tells you somewhere else in the scriptures too. The Most High, he rewards you what you did in your body. Right. Based on what you did in your body, he rewards you, man. Right. So karma is real. What they call karma is real.
And to back you up the point, that's why Yahweh Shai, when he healed that impotent man, what did he say? Sin no more.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Sin no more.
But I call it divine justice. You know, just from an Eastern point of view, it's divine justice. So everything you've done in your life, you cycle back and gotta pay for it, man. So even the traumas that that happen to you, it's unfortunate that it happened, but there's no telling what you did in your past life. You could have committed adultery in your past life, then you kind of came back and the trauma happened when you was little. You know what I mean? But hey, it is divine justice. All right.
Look at that word reward in the Epsilon. It says, "What one deserves, just deserts." It says, "The meaning to return or payment for service."
And what's that word that you looked up? Reward. Yeah. But it tells you in the scriptures that the Most High rewards you for the things in your body. Hey, go ahead, bro.
No, you make your point. Start, bro.
And that's scary. Yeah. To go back into the spirit world, and I think the second Ezra 15 and the GNT, because the GNT had an extended version of it. I was like, whoa, shit. All right, because you go back to the spirit world, right? Once you go back, at first you're excited that you see your maker. But then you gotta deal with the results of your actions. It's like, so then you gotta cycle back in a new body and grow up and live out your so-called when you're divine. You're gonna live out the reward for your works in your last life. That's some shit. Or you gotta pay out. Karma's like debt, man. Like you gotta cycle back and pay off debt for your past life. Like that. I think that movie called Good Deeds. With Eddie Murphy. That's some shit.
It says also from the late century or 14th century, sometimes punishment, recompense for evil.
And Yahweh Shai, he paid off his debts. He cycled back. So by the time he came back as Yahweh Shai, it was fully paid off. It is done.
His sins first.
Yep.
The sins of the congregation.
Yep.
That was the atonement.
Yep.
High priest had to sacrifice for himself first and then the congregation. That's right. Come on, man. So he cleared the slate.
Come on, man.
That's why he said it's finished.
It's finished for himself and the elect. 2/3, since they don't believe, they got to deal. All right, they got to be their own sacrifice.
Yeah.
And that's why you see like a nigga like Alizar, hey, that nigga, he's on the altar right now. And that fire's on his ass, man. He got to be his own sacrifice because he downplayed Howard Shop and he tried to big up the law. Yeah. And now we seeing this is a prime example that you cannot hold up to that law. Because they used to push being perfect in the law.
Yeah,
wasn't that they whole thing? So this let you know like you said, you got to blame the congregation now. This nigga pushed being perfect in the law, and this nigga is breaking every law possible.
Well, the scriptures speak about they keep to themselves, an itch and ear. He caters to their flesh. Every topic is a worldly topic.
And I'm gonna say this too again, even with Yahushua, died on the cross. Ultimately, all the nation of Israel are gonna be saved because atonement. That's why they're coming back in the as a two. Well, no, it's like that's why they're coming back as newborns in the kingdom of heaven. Yeah, the new covenant. My first slave.
Hey, it's kind of like my guy here, nigga, but it's my guy I listen to. He was like, so somebody asked Charles and White, so what are we gonna do about our people? What's the solution? He was like, well, the first 2-3 generations gotta die. He was like, it's nothing we can do. Like they gotta die, but you know what I mean? It makes sense.
That nigga be watching.
Yeah.
He say too much shit.
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah, because
put his own twist. That's what a nigga do.
Yeah, and make his own platform. Yeah. That's why he my nigga, man. He trying to act like it's some, but the point is that he's right.
Yeah.
So a lot of times you can't repent. If you're 2/3, you just gotta cycle back. That's all the way. You gotta. You can't. Yahushua didn't want to take your software program out. It was seared in your conscience. That's what that means. I can't change out your wicked software program.
And they gotta come back through the 1/3, so there's always gonna be a high reverence for that 1/3.
That's it.
But really 2/3 coming back in their order.
That's right.
But like you said, the sacrifice of Yahushua it covered the whole nation. And the elect are going to be apart from the punishment.
That's right.
The third still gotta get punished before they brought back in.
Because they didn't get the tender mercies of David.
This 1 Corinthians chapter 6, starting at verse 18 in the NET. Flee sexual immorality, even sin, every sin a person commits is outside of the body, but the immoral person sins against his own body.
Because you got women, they obsessed. Because a lot of women are trying to lead you to that dark shit, man. And the women want you to eat their ass and shit. That's the new thing now, man. Specifically Eve. Eve obsessed with getting her ass and getting that groceries eaten, man.
Kevin Gates is a culprit of that type of behavior.
Hey, that nigga got such a feminine spirit.
Yeah.
That nigga got such a feminine spirit on him now, man.
Yeah, man.
That nigga always puckering his lips and shit.
Kevin Gates, Chris Brown and shit, man.
All right, but that's why, one thing you learn about Babylon and the nature of Babylon, the nature of Rome, it's overstimulating.
And you niggas gotta be men, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, when you see your woman trying to introduce you to the dark side, you tell that motherfucker no, man. You be a man. Stand on business. Now, Sakari case, you know what I'm saying?
Too late.
You misled that motherfucker.
Hey,
but she was down, my bad. But she was down with the shit. You know, she was down with it. And y'all got the notion to call this bitch Susanna, bro.
See, guys, these bitches, these females, they come out these cities, they come out real life sexy rams, real life gorillas. Like, just look up a new 20-year-old rapper from any city. That's the average bitch. So by the time you get a hold to her, she got all type of demons on her, man. One thing about a woman you learn, they're very sensual, and they have an education in sexuality. So they tap into some sexual deviant shit. They're like, a lot of them are sexual deviant. So it's up to you to be upright. And like you said, man, and don't cross over to the dark side, man. We know you're not doing threesomes. I'm not messing with your fucking asshole. You ain't messing with my shit. You know what I'm saying?
Exit on.
Yeah, we ain't doing none of that shit. All right? Sexual immorality, man. That shit is for taking shits. All right? It's your time of the month. We're not fucking. You ain't sucking my. None of that, man. Chill. All right? Now, maybe in the world you didn't know that. But now you're in the truth, you know better. All right?
Verse 19. For do you not know that your body is the temple of the Ruach Kodesh, who is in you, whom you have from the Most High?
I'm gonna say this: it's Sakari, man. The Most High's not dwelling within you all, man, because of your actions. That's how we know that the Most High's not dealing with you all, and that's how we know the reason why you continue to subtract certain books from the scriptures, man. Because the Most High's not dealing with you, and most importantly, these niggas don't even prophesy. Right? They don't utilize the names. That's an indication or an indicator that the Most High has the Holy Spirit on you. So y'all niggas keep doing what y'all doing because it makes our chances so much greater, man. I applaud you niggas. Do some more.
And you are not your own, for ye were bought at a price.
Right. The blood of Yahweh Shai. All right, that's the price. All right, so for bros that are moving forward, that's what we're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? And we're supposed to go hard in this truth. And if you're doing something, disconnect from the world. Now, we're not saying that you can't, have a couple jobs and things of that nature, but when it comes to this work, right, your work ethic is supposed to be impeccable, man.
And don't be missing weeks doing work, bro.
Right.
Don't be missing no week not coming to camp. Don't be missing days not doing videos, man. All right, every man has his way he eats get his daily bread. But don't put off the works for your shit.
And I'm gonna say this, and the Most High gonna start punching niggas' time cards in, man. Because this is over and over and over and over again. Do the work, do the work, do the work. We shouldn't have to tell niggas to do the work. You know what I'm saying? Hey, your main job, your boss ain't calling you. You showing up today? But you talk about salvation and things of that nature. Show me.
We're coming into a point where you're gonna have to stand on business. We're coming into a point where your actions is gonna indicate your belief. Your reaction is gonna indicate your belief. How you react to this bullshit that's coming is gonna be indicative of your belief. So if you lukewarm now, nigga, you ain't fooling nobody in the future. If you lukewarm now with electricity, if you lukewarm now and you cool with your baby mama, you lukewarm now, you got food in the refrigerator. When she hit the fan, you know what I mean? If you feeble now, my nigga, so now, man, tap in, man. Just hey, come on, man, hey, work out your own salvation, man, tap in.
Because when you get into the scriptures, it's like you're hanging around your house shot and our forefathers of old. Yeah. And when you read about Samuel, when you read about Joseph, when you read about Daniel, it's like chilling with your uncle Bill. Yeah. You getting that masculine frame. Right. So it's like when you tap into the work, it's like you're hanging around these great men all the time. So you're getting that perspective, you're getting that integrity, you're seeing how they was unmovable. Because even when you was away from your uncle Bill, when you in a situation, your father, the first thing you thought about was your father. Or your uncle, like shit. Like they would, I can't run. You know what I'm saying? I can't back down from this shit.
Bro, Godfather too. What did Mike ask his mom? He was like, when he was going through that trial, what did father do? How did he react? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And you can tell by the judgments going out, the exposure that's being forefronted, that hey, the Lord tolerance level for the bullshit and the disbelief and just the wickedness is getting very low, man. Showing that the doors of mercy is closing, man. Because the Lord is really bringing heavy judgment out here, man. This just like the beginning of it, man.
And women out here getting clapped. Women out here catching strays like. Oh. You know why they're dying? Because the Queen of Heaven is dying. The Queen of Heaven statue is getting tilted the fuck over. So bitches that was in that spirit, man, they're going down with the ship, man. All right, call halal like how about Shah? They made the Most High shield the sisters of the faith. With the 2/3, they gotta go, man. All right, I love it when a rapper get killed. I love it when a rapper get unalive. There's another Dagon statue in the fucking ground. Y'all thought these niggas was invisible. How the fuck you miss a whole 100 shots and miss that last one, nigga?
Don't take one.
Yeah.
Dog.
Yeah.
Hey, then when you go into that term of how the daughters of music shall be brought low, it actually goes into a reduction of numbers, man. So the Most High is wiping y'all niggas clean, man.
Yeah. Okay, come on.
This is Jeremiah 50:2. Declare ye among the nations and publish and set up a standard. Publish and conceal not. Say Babylon is taken. Baal is confounded. Jeremiah 15:2. Declare you among the nations and publish and set up a standard.
Hey, publish, make public. And we're doing it right now in real time. What's the standard? The ways of the Most High. Okay, going into this mannerism of life, the doctrine, man. Go ahead.
It says, publish and conceal not.
Right, and we don't conceal nothing. Right? Through the spirit of Yahweh Shemashah, we give you the good, we give you the bad. Right? That's the balance of everything. We just don't tell you the good, but we have to tell you the bad too. A lot of people are going to die. Everybody is not going to make it. Hell, we don't even know we gonna make it.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the good and the bad.
And you hear the apostles talking like that, man.
That's right.
Like here it is. They've been in this thing for over 3 decades, and they still nervous. When it comes to the fear of the Lord.
That's right, bro.
you had men that put their hands on the Ark of the Covenant and dropped fucking dead. So they're saying, God, hey, you can be this truth 15, 20 years, and the Most High get rid of you. Like, man, whatever happened to their brother that was in y'all camp? Man, this and that happened. Like, shit.
And they all went back to disobedience because they wasn't carrying the covenant how they was told to.
Right. Most of the Levites carried
it.
it.
It slipped.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And then he tried to, so it was about obedience. It wasn't about emotions.
Yeah.
See, Jake, emotion overrode the obedience. You know what I'm saying? But once you're obedient, you're blameless in the situation. You know? Once you're obedient, then you're blameless in the situation. Ain't no matter how you turn out.
The car hit the gas when you said that. That's what I people. It wasn't about emotion, it was about the obedience when the car hit the gas.
Yeah, like the men of Beth Shemesh, I want to say this, like say the city, they looked inside the ark. They knew not to do that.
Right.
Like you know, come on now.
That's it, bro.
But Jay got, hey, you to say foolishness is bound in the heart of a child. Jay got that naturally rebellious spirit.
Right.
And what if? Look at that hole, you know?
Since Baal is confounded, Merodach is broken in pieces.
And that's what's happening to all these idols in America, man. They're being broken. They're being unraveled. They're hitting the ground, man, because of the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai.
And America itself is an idol.
That's right, bro.
So the fact that people don't believe in it,
Right.
the American dream was an idol.
Right.
And people are not believing
Right.
in the idol.
That's right.
So the idol was losing them around. And when you go into the temple, was it the Baal and the dragon?
Yeah.
They were really,
Faking the phone.
they was faking like the idol was eating the food.
Footprints.
Saw the footprints. So Jake is, people are looking at the American dream like, wait a minute, this is some Illuminati shit. Like, this not real. This dollar not real. Nigga, we live in paycheck. We gotta take a paycheck. 3 jobs. We're not believing in the idol anymore. It was a dream. It was a magic. It was sorcery.
So we get that strong as it portrays itself as being.
Yeah. Well, it's like when you meet a chick off IG and she got all those filters. You met off Tinder, she had those filters. And you meet the bitch in person, she look like you. Yeah. You know, like, yeah. She made up like me. Like, yeah, bye. Yeah.
So you go into the Val home, bro.
Yeah.
You keep straight.
Stand on business. Huh?
Irish exit.
Yeah.
You pull your phone out, you doing this and shit.
Hey, they said her idols are confounded. Her images are broken in pieces.
Image. Cause see, even when you go into like the street nigga and the bad bitch, like those are 2 main deities that our people worship. Man. And like I said, now it's being confounded. Now the internet is making mockery, all right, of the nigga woman. The internet is making mockery of the mindset of the street nigga. You know, like I said with the Charleston White, they feel like that's a lot to make fun of them niggas. Everybody riding the wave of the prophets. But when you look over there now, all right, it's considered to be a thing of stupidity to still try to operate off that modern woman, sexy red bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That street nigga bullshit, like it looked at stupidity now.
And you know, another thing, so going back to like the downfall of the children of men, the first kingdom of the reign of the children of men was the Babylonian kingdom, right? It was golden. But now we're at not only the Iron Kingdom, but the kingdom of iron makes a miry clay. So I saw a correlation with that with the Queen of Heaven. All right, when it came to say Marilyn Monroe, what's another one? Anna Nicole, the Foxy Browns, the Jackie O's, they were still pretty. Now these bitches are ugly. So they went from like being a gold whore to a miry clay whore. Like these little new chicks, like Poolide, whatever their names is from Chicago and Memphis, ugly as fuck up.
Yeah, the modern woman's shitty, bro.
Yeah, like these chicks like 20. She's like 20 right now with peak hair, and they shaped all funny, and they're obsessed with getting their butt ate. They don't even look like the little kids. It's like y'all little Queen of Heaven idol was getting rusty. That's all I was gonna say.
But right now, you can just go really. You can just go and pick up a random bitch from any project and make this bitch the hottest rapper.
That's it,
Man, give
You know,
her a
it's just like Sexy Red, just a random bitch. And that's another thing too. Not only do they look better, but they had actual flow.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Jill was rapping.
Yeah, them niggas were rapping.
Missy Elliott's.
Right. The whole rapping back then, spitting, you know what I'm saying? But now, they sound retarded, offbeat. You know, that Down syndrome style. Like,
No vocabulary, man.
Yeah,
That's what Tupac said, man. He was like, at the gun range, he said, like, once they take me out the game, it's over. So he knew to play because he was an agent. He was telling you to play what they was about to do. He was gonna get bubble gum and all of that. Yeah, he had a purple car canal shirt on. He was at a gun range. You know what I'm saying? And he even predicted there was gonna be another nigga that was gonna come in worse than him, and that was your 50 cents. So these niggas are all ages, man. Go ahead, bro.
This is Job chapter 10, verse 21. Before I go whence, I shall not return, even to the land of darkness and the shadow of death.
That's America. You know, it's literally death around every corner. Hey, somebody get that one in Psalms. Hold on. You got something to connect? Okay, no, I got you. Go ahead, bro. Read it back. Okay, good.
Job chapter 10, verse 21. Before I go whence, I shall not return.
Right.
Even to the land of darkness and the shadow of death.
Hey, America, man, prior to this truth coming, America was fully dark, man. All right, pitch fucking black. And you can like literally die in any split second from being at home. Your kids can kill you, your wife can poison you, okay, the food, the water source, you in the fucking car, and things of that nature, man. So a plane could go down, cancer. Yup.
This is verse 22. I'm reading in the NLT. It says, it is a land as dark as midnight, a land of gloom and confusion.
But what's that talking about? That's from a spiritual sense. That's from a fucking spiritual sense. But guess what? Your house shot is our flashlight. Right? Go ahead, bro.
Where even the light is dark as midnight.
Right. Even as the light is dark as midnight, but not no more. Because now you have the prophets. Okay, you have the prophets indicating you, hey, this is what you need to be doing, and don't do this. So now there's no cloak for your fucking sins.
You are the light of the world.
We are the light of the world, man. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That is Psalms.
Yeah, go ahead.
Psalms 23 and 4.
Right.
Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death.
America is the valley of the shadow of death. If you look at America on the map, it's a low fucking land, right? And then from a spiritual sense, it's extremely low, right? Go ahead, bro.
I will fear no evil.
Right, we would not fear no evil. Why? Because we have Yahweh Hashem Shah. And death is just part of the package. Go ahead, bro.
For thou art with me.
Right, who's with us? Yahweh Hashem Shah. Go ahead.
Thy rod and thy staff comfort.
Right, and that's the scriptures, man. So the rod, it corrects us, but at the same time frame, it brings comfort too. Right? Liquor can't do it, your woman can't do it, traveling can't do it, your money can't do it, your cars can't do it. No, it's Yahweh Shah.
And don't you dare take away this book from this book, fuck nigga.
Yeah.
That's why this shit happened to you, nigga. You fucking with our comforter, man.
Right, you can't even sit out on your ass, but you tough now.
You know how you supposed to. It's like, let's say, I don't know what your favorite food was growing up, but let's say it was watermelon.
Yeah.
It's like a nigga put sugar in your watermelon.
Yeah.
I don't fuck up the shit that was supposed to be my welfare.
Right.
I don't, not shit, but don't fuck up what was supposed to be my one thing that I was looking forward to all day when I got home. And you did something like what an Edomite would do. You poisoned it.
Right, because bro, this is all we got.
Yeah.
If this ain't the truth, we fuck.
You fuck.
You know what I'm saying? But you got a nigga like that want to just taint it. Something that the only thing we got left. The relief. My bad, bro.
And niggas taint everything, man. Niggas taint everything. When a nigga find out about your favorite restaurant, it's over. When a nigga find out about your favorite little lounge, your park, it's over. Like your park, you want to go walking. When niggas find out about it, it's over.
The reservoir.
Yeah, niggas taint everything.
Hey, because now I understand racists.
Yeah.
I understand Edomites from like Rankin County that don't fuck with niggas. I understand your struggle. I feel sorry for them. We went to the reservoir. You go to the reservoir, they're playing all loud nigga music. All loud nigga music at the reservoir, like no consideration for other people.
Everybody want to hear this shit.
And I got my arms folded just like an Edomite.
Yeah.
These niggas.
And they think they doing something like honorable, man. They think they doing something that's flashy, man. When you just looking like a damn fool, man. An empty-headed, no home training, buck wild beast, man. Nobody want to be around this shit. That's why when Jake moved to the neighborhood, the fucking property value go down.
It goes to the neighborhood.
Jake, if I wasn't in the truth, I'd be a sheriff.
Yeah.
Rankin County Sheriff. I'd be renowned at
Well, be careful, goddamn.
Who's that Dave Chappelle character? Talking about
Big
He called you, he might.
I can read down to the
Okay.
end of it. It says, "Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my
And
enemies."
hey, that's his truth, man. Right? Yahushua is bidding us to the marriage. Go ahead.
Now,
And who's
doing-
the enemies? Psalms 83rd chapter. Begin with Esau and these other nations. Because what they do is they have these rappers, these sellouts, to push a lifestyle of sin, because at the end of the day, it's about prolonging their kingdom, man. That's why they rap about the most atrocious sins when it comes to homosexuality and adultery, man, because at the end of the day, this man wants you dead. So he'll use left-handed warlocks and say to Yahweh on the left-hand side, look how your people are sinning against you. But he never factored in the elect. A sector of people that would not be fazed by this shit.
That's why the scriptures go into you are your father the devil, and unless your father you would do. Because certain avenues Esau, they can make it work, but their face in the midst of it is not gonna get that production or that progression that they want, man. So like you said, they'll set up these particular jakes, give them a few dollars, put them in this particular position to push out poison and deceit and misguidance to the nation of Israel, and voila. Here you have today a bunch of fucking degenerates like what the brother bringing out earlier. Cardi B, Sexy Red, where I don't know where the sexy part came from. There's all these fucking degenerates, man. So like, they don't do the plant poisonous seeds in society, man.
Now our daughter's gonna be sluts.
Right.
Your daughter's learning to be a slut at 3-4 years old.
Right.
Your son is gonna be a YN at 4. So they programming you niggas before the age of 7. So by the time you're 14, it's over with.
It's called behavior modification. That's what it is. Because even when you go into the MK Ultra, because there's so many forms of MK Ultra, so many departments when you get into that shit. But what they're doing is called social depravity. So they deprive Jake of natural social development to where they're only getting synthetic development from the video and TV. Right. So that's why Jake culture it's not compatible with nature. Think about it. If you're building a house from scratch, like, what do you need a street nigga for? Nothing. If you want to start a garden, what do you need a bad bitch for? So anything that has to do with natural and social development, Jake is deprived of that, because Jake don't know nobody to know how to do gardening. Jake, the nigga woman don't know nobody to know how to make tinctures or do. All she know is synthetic shit. That shit, like you say, the music videos is synthetic. So if your foundation's synthetic, now you easy to manipulate because you're not rooted in nothing that's natural.
Just like they want to, what brother been going into over there in Europe, how they want to start arresting street teachers where they'll put the tag of Christian on, but we know who they're really coming for. But that's just the issue, that you out there teaching and preaching in the Bible, and you want to lock people up for that. But why where's the uproar about all the twerking and ass shaking on social media? Out in the streets, all the crazy behavior. Eve running around, half naked, screaming, yelling, drinking, just being a beast, man. None of this is looked at as a problem. None of it is looked at as an issue, because it's people that's amongst the nation of Israel, man. And that's that work, so they speak, that they won't put in, man. So people will start getting on board, man.
Yeah, too, bro. Like, you want to do that to lock up 6th degree teachers, but they don't never say nothing to them niggas that be standing out there. They ain't got nothing for them. We all go back to like the preacher mindset. We know what they're trying to come out. This is Isaiah chapter 24, starting at verse 7. It said, "The new wine murmured, and the vine languished. All the merry-hearted do sigh." Verse 8. "The mirth of the table ceased, the noise of them that rejoice ended, and the joy of the heart ceased." Verse 9.
That's the atmosphere we see, because go back, America used to be vibrant. Like now America is very dark. People, people are in the spirit of trying to force being happy. So what we're seeing now is the Lord is taking the mirth from society, man. The things that people used to get enjoyment out of, man, they're not getting that enjoyment anymore, man. Okay, the thrill is gone.
I'm gonna say this too, priest, and on top of that, cancer broke.
Yep.
And if you broke on top of that, you can't afford nothing, you can't travel, you can't take your woman out. And that adds more anxiety, depression, suicidal ideation.
When you broke, what happened? You start losing shit. The house get foreclosed. You start losing your vehicles. You know what I'm saying? Those drugs you wanted, you can't get them no more. Your nails and hair done, you can't get that shit done you want to. You can't hardly feed your kids like they wanted. You can't keep up with your bills, your cell phone bills, your internet. Now it's a domino effect, man. Like the brother saying, it's called anxiety, and it only get worse and worse and worse. And these are the beginning stages, man. Because people ain't sure where they're gonna get their next meal from. People ain't sure where they're gonna get another check from. People are just really confused and unaware of really what's happening, man. But this is all a part of the judgment. How about I'm sure I see the Lord is finna strip away all distractions, man. And people are finna realize there's a divine intervention going on. The Lord finna make people start realizing that, this society is nothing but a cancerous society, man. And it has caused our people to get in a depth of wickedness. So now the Lord is about to purge our people as well as the earth and start here Babylon from all this wickedness, man. And bring forth the righteous kingdom, which is needed, man. Because this society, man, think about these fucking kids now, 16, 17-year-olds, and imagine them in society another 10, 15 years, man. They don't even know how to be even a little bit independent. They all depended on their mothers, man, or their fathers, or social, or not social, but government assistance, man. A lot of these 17, 18-year-olds, them motherfuckers don't even know how to change a tire on the car, man.
Yeah, they about to get ready to see the damn shit.
Right. Good. That's right, bro. And they ain't got a clue.
Verse 9, they shall not drink wine with a strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink that. Verse 10, the city of confusion is broken down. Every house.
America is broken down from a spiritual sense. It's not the same. From the 80s to the 90s, early 2000s, it's on a fucking plummet. It's circling around the drain, right? The Most High has gave America over to what their cruel Lord. And Yahweh Shemashah has made that fulfillment through who? Donald Trump. He fulfills that profile. Go ahead, bro.
The city of confusion is broken down. Every house.
And then America is so fucking confused. I mean, how does it sort confusing? Hey, you can go through all these different avenues, different philosophies. The American dream, Westernization, okay, Christianity, okay, black culture, okay, so on and so forth. They tell you any and everything outside of the Most High, especially if you are an Israelite. Right? Go ahead, bro.
It says every house is shut up that no man come in. There is a crying for wine in the streets.
And pretty soon the Most High is going to remove the prophets, right? Because we're not going to be on the highways much longer, man. You can feel it. Okay, what you said about this article out there in Europe?
Yeah, they already, and we went into that Monday. They get ready to start arresting street teachers. What they putting the title of Christians on there for being offensive with what they say, asking questions, putting hands on people, trying to pray for them. But we know that's not who they talking about, man. These motherfucking so-called Christians ain't out on the highways and byways in abundance, preaching and teaching. We know they talk about the prophet.
But then they talk about the language. But we know Christians ain't out there saying curse words.
Right.
Then they talk about the bullhorn. Then they talking about the teaching to people, harassing people, and everybody. So a lot of these camps, their leaders are teachers. So Esau can have a narrative because they're gonna lump us all together.
That's what they're gonna do.
Like they finna get ready to lump us all together as the black Hebrew Israelites. Okay? That's gonna be a term, and it's gonna be all the Israelites that go out and teach. They're gonna follow their umbrella.
It says all joy is darkened and the mirth of the land is gone.
That's the point. All joy is darkened. People are broke. People are not. Hey, people don't have hope anymore. That's in Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter. A person will look out the window and see nothing but darkness from a spiritual sense and from a personal sense. When you look at your bank account and you don't have nothing there, as soon as you stack something up, you gotta spend it on something else. Okay, but this is the time frame. That's why Micah 2:10 stated what? Hey, depart, right? because this is not our place of rest. Right? We do have a resting place in this truth, but at the same time frame, right now, if you're depending on this system is going to lead you to what? Revelation 13 and 16. Period.
That's gonna be the great reset.
That's
Everybody's
it.
bank account goes to zero.
Right.
That's gonna be the great reset.
Right.
You know, because the only way to get plugged back into it is gonna be a device. All right, with their UBI. All right, those who survive the tribulation, they plan on introducing the UBI. Okay, through that serial.
Hey, before I pass it on to you, bro, give Revelation 13 and 10. I'm gonna pass it to you.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 13.
They now saying that the image speaking is actually so-called Jesus Christ talking.
Huh?
Yeah.
He done changed that.
Yeah, but what the scripture say, meddle not with them that are given to change. Yeah.
He said that's the image. I want to be able to do one. I don't know where to work. Man, them niggas don't give a fuck.
But it's your congregation, man. That's why y'all gonna fall in the ditch with these leaders, man. Right?
They really don't care, bro.
No, they don't give a fuck, man.
And he know that nigga know. I'm calling you a nigga. Nigga, you know, and you just bullshit because they paid you off. You gotta mislead the people.
And then the congregation is basically respect the person, man. Yeah. Because y'all don't stand on what's right or what's wrong. This nigga that fucking change that scripture up about 4 or 5 times. And you niggas still follow this nigga, man. And again, I do not feel sorry for y'all.
Stay over there.
Yeah, that's right. Then you had 22 of his members to perish because they took the jab, which he told them to do it. But you still follow this nigga. All right, go ahead, man.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13, starting at verse 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear.
And that's from a spiritual sense, man. Go ahead.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
And that's Esau. Esau led into captivity. Esau is going into captivity. And this thing is over. If you looking at it from a spiritual lens, you can see that this motherfucker's closed, man.
Hold up, man. But we in the new covenant. How they gonna go into captivity, man?
That's right.
Well, we already in the new covenant. That's
right.
Verse 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
Right, that's it. So you led into captivity, you're going into captivity. Go ahead.
He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
Hey, you have to be killed with the sword. This is just due. Go ahead.
Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
Right, and here's the patience and the faith. It's something we're waiting on. It's something we believe in. Go ahead.
Verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth.
Right. What's that beast coming out of the earth? That's America. Go ahead.
And had 2 horns like a lamb.
Right, and this is symbolic for what? The Democratic and the Republican parties, man. Right, which they emulated from what? Pagan Rome. And Pagan Rome got it from Jack. Go ahead.
And he spake as a dragon.
Right, because both these parties make it seem like it. Hey, at the end of the day, their policies is what? Draconian. Their policies is leading the United States of America into what? The New World Order. Okay? Both parties are not for your benefit. Okay? It's a globalist agenda. Continue.
Verse 12. And he exercises all the power of the first beast before him.
Did you read the part about the lamb? He spoke of the lamb?
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because everybody want to be mad at Trump, right? For deporting all the people, right? What's that nigga name? Obama said the same thing. He said the same fucking thing. And that pays whole Harrison. She told him Guatemala don't come. It's the same ginger.
Right.
But they use Trump. Trump don't give a fuck about nobody. He don't care. And which is fine. I'm happy he's doing it. But at the same time, they working together. Oh, but the Republicans, y'all, them the same motherfucking people. You people so goddamn dumb can't see it though.
Yeah, if you think about it, hey, it's an eagle. Okay, you got the Republicans is on the right wing, and you got the Democrats and left wing. But look, both wings going in the same direction. And that direction landing spot on the location or the destination is what? The New World Order.
The head of the eagle elite.
That's it, bro. They all report to the same people. This shit ain't nothing but WWE, man.
Yeah, Trump ain't nothing but a crash dummy. For the crash dummy, you can put him in an Audi, make it crash, see what happens. You can put him in a damn Toyota, crash and see what happens. It don't matter. So whatever the agenda he down for, they tell him, look, do this, he gonna do it. Do that, he gonna do it. Because he get a hard on just causing confusion and disruption, man.
That's it. That's it.
Back in Revelation, chapter 13, verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming up from the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon.
So like a lamb, meaning they make it seem like they're for the benefit of the American people, but basically they work or they do the bidding for the globalists. Right?
Was softer than butter, but what was in his tongue?
That's it. Those 13 Edomite families. Continue.
Verse 12. And he exercises all the power of the first beast.
What's the first beast? The pagan Rome Empire. So when America look at itself in the mirror, it sees what? Pagan Rome. Go ahead.
And causes the earth and all them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly
its policies. The policies of America backed by its military. Go ahead.
Whose deadly wound was healed.
Right. So how was that deadly wound healed? America coming back. So like America coming back on earth, right? Go ahead.
13. Verse 12. And he exercises all the power of the first beast before him,
right,
and causes the earth and them that dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed.
Right, so the pagans, the pagan Rome Empire came back as America, right? That's how that deadly wound was healed via the Renaissance. And Renaissance means what? Rebirth. Rebirth of what? This Edomite kingdom all over again. And ultimately, that goes back to what? Genesis 27 chapter. The blessing, right?
So rebirth is to come back to be revised, and to be brought back to it.
That's right.
So revised Roman Empire.
Right.
I found that picture for that's showing the similarities.
Just the 15 when it talks about speak. Okay.
Okay, back in Revelation 13, verse 13. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth.
What, the technology of America, that advanced technology. And we saw what happened to Japan, Hiroshima, Nagasaki. Right? Go ahead. And that put great fear in these other nations at that time for them. But guess what? The Most High has leveled the playing field, because now you have certain nations that have nuclear capability.
And I shall not reign over them.
Maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, and deceiving them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast which has the wound by the sword and did live.
Now, what's the image of this beast? Let's talk about this system. The influence of the pagan Rome Empire and America pushes it, right? That's all they talk about. The image is a system according to the influence of the pagan Rome Empire. So if America is able to exercise it, what is it doing? It's making it operate. It's making it function, right? It's making it active on earth, right? It has nothing to do with Jesus Christ speaking on a fucking video, man. And you niggas are stupid if you believe that shit.
It goes back, you gotta go to pagan Rome, ancient Rome. What was Rome able to do? To interfere with all the governments of the world. Why do you think Rome was able to have the last say-so on whether Yahushua was crucified? Okay? What does not America, all right, interfere with all the governments of the earth? So it's exercising the power of their first beast. America has the ability, okay, to put a puppet leader up in another government. They're able to do coups on governments and put up who they want. Rome was able to do that. Because when Rome would invade you, okay, what would they do? They would, they would get the sons, and they would raise the sons up in the customs of Rome, and then
When the father died off, they'll place their son back in power, but now he's a Roman puppet. Okay? So what happens now? You not these different leaders, these different nations send their children over here to American colleges. Yeah, you see? They'll get groomed up in government. That's why you see the image of democracy throughout the earth. Okay? Capitalism throughout the earth. Okay? That's why you see American industry throughout the earth. Apple is in where? China now.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
All these industries that's across the seas, okay, these American industries. So the image of the beast, all right, is Rome revived in the earth, man.
That's it, bro.
All right?
And
It's
that's
like
right. That's why they got the embassies everywhere too. The embassy in Rome had them goddamn garrisons.
the military base.
Everywhere. They got them everywhere, man. They're the same people, bro. And people just don't realize it. They fail to realize it.
When Rome conquered the land, you know, what they'll do, they'll pretty much put their flag or symbolism down saying now this land belongs to Rome. You know, then they'll pretty much, like you said, they'll start rounding up the particular boards of the kings. They'll start implementing their democracy, you know, and they start really operating under Roman laws, man. So you got America doing the same thing. Scripture go to, he keep it on at home. So he'll go to these particular countries, he'll take his democracy, he'll off the particular leader there, and they'll set up their puppets, and then you have them operate under Western society laws, man.
And if I could just add, and kingdoms are nothing but people. People come back reincarnated, right? So the pagan Roman Empire came back reincarnated through America. If you're a lawyer, you gotta know Latin. You know, in elementary school they make you learn your Roman numerals and all of that. Why is that? Pillars or these coliseums.
Like plants and animals have these Homo sapiens.
Yeah.
That's Latin.
Yeah.
You know, the way you get the word homo sexual, but that's Latin.
That's right. That's right. But what about your lats? All of that. That goes back to Roman shit too.
He wanted to rule. I think there was a brother who was the actual priest, and he was making deals with Antiochus at the time, saying that he'll take the children and teach them the ways of the Greek.
Yeah.
And then he wanted to basically start basically teaching the children the ways of the Greek. So once he said when the parents die off, that's all they know. And now he turned around here, he done started a whole new level of wickedness.
Like I said, getting stages of MK Ultra, man. Go ahead and start programming their minds to operate the way they want to.
And that's how the Israelites become Greeks and like Gentiles, because they out the wild, they don't know what's going on.
Alexander's dream was to Hellenize the world. Yeah. You know, that's what he wanted for the world to be Hellenized. All right? And they was on that one world war shit during the time of the Greeks. You know? And on the Rome was on the same shit. Because even with Rome, what they'll do is that they will bring that Roman infrastructure to those new places that they conquer to. So Rome look like a hero. And now you got theaters. You know, now you will have baths. Now you will have coliseums. Okay, so Rome, all right, they took their culture, all right, throughout the earth. You know, throughout that region of the earth at the time.
I would say even y'all should want to bring out the point how Rome is starting to fast food, man. And look what you got in these other countries. You got McDonald's, Burger Kings, and all that kind of stuff, showing that, you know, nothing new on the surface. Hooters, you know.
China, you got fucking Hooters in China. This is First Maccabees 1:41. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people.
Yep. So that was back in the time of the Greeks. Okay, and they had their mindset that everybody should be one people. Okay, well, this new world order is going to be everybody being one people under the government, under a global government. Okay, under a global economy. All right, global secularism. You know, because everything is segueing to Satanism, man. That's right. Music, and movies, okay, school curriculum, everything is church. Yeah, church is prepping you for Satanism. You know, and this is that one world religion, one world economy, one world government that these devils have been plotting for centuries.
Other nations would always do that. That should be attributed to the Heavenly Father. Not to them. The Heavenly Father, He is the God of faith.
Basically, one of the goals for the world is all people, all systems, all industries, all like they want everybody on one group.
And it's the situation is going on
For more control.
going on in this economy. And really it's scary. You know, my father said for a man to get his house ordered.
This is account in second ready to chapter 4, starting at verse 7. So like Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 9. The thing that has been is that which shall be.
Yeah, the thing that have been is that which shall be. So you have people, okay, all right, that come back reincarnated, and those people do the same thing. So those people of that pagan Roman Empire, they're back and they're doing the same thing. That's why you have people like Trump, you know, which believe in Nero. Okay, so not only are people reincarnated, kingdoms are reincarnated.
And that which is done is that which shall be done.
You know what you're doing, they may be close to you. So Esau,
they didn't know the Lord still took them out. You know, but how much more, you know, man, they knew better, but he can't give himself out.
This is the book of Malachi. Oh, sorry,
and there is no new thing under the sun.
There is no new thing under the sun. So this NATO, American, EU, this beast system is not a new thing. It's just been revived in the earth, man. And this time it's going to be judged once and for all. Okay, this is the time when the outside is going to come and bruise the head, okay, of the serpent, man. They take him out forever, man.
This is the book of Malachi, chapter 1.
Yeah, really.
Okay, this is the book of Micah, chapter 1, verse 4. Esau's descendant in the NLT. Esau's descendants.
Oh, Esau's descendants. All right, because you have people we bring about talking about Esau, they're trying to make it seem like that's one person. No, this is way after Esau. Okay? This is 1,000 years after Esau. So, no, it's talking about the descendants of Esau, which are the Edomites, which are the so-called white people of the day, man. All right, the people that rule the earth are descendants of Esau.
Esau's descendants in Edom may say, we have been shattered, but we will rebuild the ruins.
Yep. And what is it talking about? It's talking about the dark ages when Esau was moved from power. So this devil was shattered, but he has come back and rebuilt. Okay? There's a renaissance. You see, this devil was removed from having influence in the earth because the Western Roman Empire fell, and you had the Eastern Roman Empire to continue on another 1,000 years after that, but it was under Jacob. All right, we started with Constantine, okay, all the way up until the fall of Constantinople, going back to the Ottoman Empire, man.
Ecclesiastes 4:16. There is no end of all the people.
There's no end of all the people. So you Edomites are here because there's judgment still written for Edom that hasn't been fulfilled. Go ahead.
Right. Even of all that have been before them.
Yep.
They also that come after shall not rejoice in him. Surely this is also vanity and vexation of spirit.
Because see, now you devils are here to pay for what your forefathers have done. Right. All the wickedness going all the way back to the garden, man. Okay. Esau sold the birthright. Okay. See, now you finna deal with not having an inheritance in the earth. Okay, because Esau sold the birthright for this rulership that he has now. You know, he got this what you call it, consolation prize. Okay, which is this rulership he had since the Renaissance. They were reading about. But when you read about what the Lord said he was going to do to this rulership,
back in Malachi chapter 1, verse 4. Esau's descendants in Edom may say, we have been shattered, but we will rebuild the ruins. But the Lord Yahweh of heaven's armies replied.
So what it's saying real quick, that they should build the image like that.
That's right.
Is that they built this image. Brother just speaking about it, they look at architecture, this is Roman architecture. Apartment buildings, they go back to Rome. Concrete, they go back to Rome. You see? That's why all these buildings look like what the picture is. All this shit go back to the Greco-Roman Empire, man.
And then you think about what the Tower of Babel, that shit wasn't nothing but a skyscraper. And that's all you see now in these major cities, skyscrapers, man. Scraping the fucking sky.
Guess what, y'all? If you Google Mount Petra, it's the same shit too. It's the same shit. You see it all throughout DC, man. They got every particular shape of a monument that they had, like their own priests, all those things. Okay, back in the scripture. But the Lord, Yahweh, heaven's armies, replied, they may try to build, but I will demolish them again.
Demolish.
Like what's it? Demolish.
Yeah, I will demolish them again. You see? So now we're in the time where the Lord will demolish them again. You see? And this time it's going to be once and for all. The Lord is going to shatter the image. Matter of fact,
So, hold on, what you going to?
Psalm 73.
Okay, get that for me, man. Hey, I got one, though. This is Genesis 11:5. You know what? Let's start at 4. And they said, go, Genesis 11:4, and they said, go to, let us build us a city and a tower whose top may reach into heaven. And let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad on the face of the whole earth.
Yeah, so this was the Tower of Babel. And see, they also were trying to avoid the punishment, all right, of the flood.
That's right, bro.
You know?
That's right.
But see, you had this one world agenda back in the time of Nimrod. He was trying to gather all people to himself. We're just seeing the technological Tower of Nimrod being, Tower of Babel being exalted again.
And that's where you saw got the concept from. Verse 5, and Yahweh came down to see the city and the tower which the children of men build. And Yahweh said, behold, the people is one, and they have all one language, which was the Hebrew. And this they began to do, and now nothing will be restrained from them which they have imagined to do. Verse 7, go to, let us go down and there confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech.
Yeah, so it was confounded. And the agenda was confounded. All right? So he confounded the language, which created what? Division.
That's right, bro. Right.
You know,
so Yahweh scattered them abroad from there on the face of all the earth, and they left off to build a city.
They left off. They wasn't able to achieve their enterprise. Like he saw he's not going to be able to achieve his enterprise. It's going to be left undone. You know? Yahweh shot said what? He going to throw it down. Go ahead.
Back in Malachi chapter 1, verse 4, they may try to build, but I will demolish them again. Their country will be taken as the land of wickedness.
Yeah, so the border of wickedness, everywhere Esau is, okay, it's a haven for wickedness. Okay?
And their people will be called the people with whom the Lord is forever angry.
The Lord is forever angry. So here it is. This is the people on whom the Lord is angry with. And these people have in their mind that they're going to defy the Most High. So the Lord is going to show the earth how angry he is at Esau, man, in this third world war.
Exodus 17:16. For he said, because Yahweh has sworn that Yahweh will have war with Amalek from generation to generation.
From generation to generation. And see, going back to what we were going into earlier, see, Esau has been at war with Jacob, and we had no defense.
Right.
Like you always say, Esau's a corner man, but see, the elites took it to another level, and they got spiritual against Jacob. That's why you had all of the champions that went forth from the 1960s unto them. But see, the Lord raised up the prophets, okay, and now the prophets are on the offense against, all right, these devils, man. You see? So the Lord waged the spiritual war, has begun to wage a spiritual war against these devils. All right? Before he sends back Yahweh shot. You see?
Verse 5. When you see the destruction for yourself, you will say, truly, the Lord Yahweh's greatness reaches far beyond Israel's borders.
Woo!
This is back in Malachi chapter 1 in the NLT, verse 5. When you see the destruction for yourselves, you will say, Truly, the Lord's Yahweh greatness reaches far beyond Israel's borders.
So we're gonna see a great destruction here. You know, the Lord gonna showcase power like He never showed over here in the West, man. You know, far from Israel's borders. You know, to show you that His reach is far. Okay, you got that.
This Psalm 73 and 20. As a dream and one awaketh, so O Yahweh Basham Shai, if thou awakest, thou shalt despise their image.
Thou shalt despise their image, what they built. So it says, as one that dreameth when thou awakest. And what does that mean? Is Most High sleep? No. When you awaken, what happens? You become active. Okay? You become aware. So the Lord should get active against what the devil is trying to build, man. All right? Which is, hey, this new Tower of Babel, man. And he's finna confound it. All right? And this man has rebuilt Rome in the earth. The Lord hates Rome. All right? And this man has built a replica of Rome. You know? That's what Usher say. Remind me of a girl. yeah. So Esau has rebuilt, you know, Rome again in the earth. That's the image that's speaking. Okay? Rome, ancient Rome is speaking in the earth right now.
Bro, can I say something? Because even when you look at these games, football games, basketball games, you look at the audience, you see them cheering.
Yep.
Well, you go back and watch Spartacus, you see the same shit. People in the crowd cheering and all of that. Betting on the games and all of that. Yeah, gladiator.
They in the box, they in on this box watching, like the owners, whatever.
You know, yeah.
They in the box,
They show
watching
right.
too.
They showed you that on Gladiator 2 with your boy in the box.
In the box.
Yeah.
This is Isaiah chapter 47 in the NLT, starting at verse 5. O beautiful Babylon, sit now in darkness and silence. Never again will you be known as the Queen of Kingdoms.
So here it is, we're going through Esau. He calls him a mistress of witchcraft. All right, and it's the feminine way of saying master. So this man has mastered all the ancient witchcraft of all these heathen superpowers that ever grew. Okay, that's why America, you know, is Rome reloaded, but then it's Babylon the Great. It's known as Assyria, it's known as Egypt, it's known as Nineveh, Sodom and Gomorrah. So all the wickedness that has ever reigned in the earth, Esau represents all of them.
And bro, you know what level he has to be on? You know what level he has to be on to outdo him? It started with him. This nigga done mastermind this shit.
The billionaires, trillions,
Never again will you be known as the Queen of Kingdoms, for I was angry with my chosen people.
And never again will you be known as the Queen of Kingdoms. Okay? Because right now, America enjoys a noble status in the earth. Okay? That's why American people are so proud, because of all the perks and privileges that they've enjoyed in this kingdom. Okay? But now, as you know, the resources are drying up. All right? And the elites, you see, what you people don't understand, the elites, America was never the end game for the elites, man. America was just a tool that the elites used to weaken the nations, man. And right? To soften the nations up for the global economy. Okay? So what we get with now, the elites are liquidating America, man. Okay? That's why this thing is being what you call it, controlled demolition. We're the controlled demolition of the American economy, okay? And infrastructure, man. All right, go ahead.
America like a process. Everything just gets prepped up and ready. You know what I'm saying, to ship out. And ultimately, it's gonna be a ground zero, man, because the Lord is gonna destroy this place. But in the meantime, it's been the perfect landmass for Esau to push forth their enchantments and wickedness.
But like the way he said it, basically,
America was designed for pretty much already
so the world.
So now what they're at least doing, it's like you said, they slowly liquidating, they slowly, like, they're not just gonna do away with it all at once. They ain't gonna cold turkey. They're gonna start doing slowly. They're gonna start implementing these things slowly, like slowly doing away with America.
They can make more than one hit. It's just that
All right,
they
back
ain't willing to take it.
in Isaiah chapter 47, verse 6. For I was angry with my chosen people and punished them by letting them fall into your hands.
So the Lord allowed us to be taken captive. He allowed, the northern kingdom to be conquered by conquistadors, okay, the Spanish, the Portuguese, all right. He allowed the southern kingdom to be conquered by the British, the French, okay. He allowed these things to happen because the Lord was pissed at us, man. Yep, that was all Edomites, you know. Those horns spoken of in Daniel 7 chapter, those three horns, and then America being that little horn, all right, that will dominate those other three horns, which is what we see now. All right, that's why you think Trump, talks so breezy to the new nation. Okay, go ahead.
But you, Babylon, showed them no mercy. You oppressed even the elderly.
Yep. So these devils show no mercy in these captives.
They gonna say something too. When you got what people that's old enough to get Social Security, they trying to pull it up on them.
Yep.
You got motherfuckers 70-something years old still working at Walmart now, man. But you penalize them, you take the money out their checks to get to this point. When they get to the point, they can't even get the shit.
And then it's their money that you took out their taxes. You know, and see, like you say, the American ideal, okay, is finished, man. And America was just an ideal, okay, because the New World Order citizens do not have the rights that Americans have enjoyed, man. All this freedom of speech, right to bear arms, freedom of religion. Yeah. See, that was an ideal, okay, that was set up, to subdue, all right, people into cheerleading America as America weaken the nation, man.
They cloned Tyrone, that little scene where they had first showed up.
Yeah.
He said this country was founded on an idea. And he said basically he was going in how he needed them to keep. It was his job to clean up because everything was an idea, and the people who started the idea dead and left everybody else with everything that was going on. And then he was going in there and poured to the character, then poured to the pimp, then poured to the street nigga. Then he told Eve, there's plenty of them, they don't even matter. That was just going to what you said about this being an idea.
Yeah, all these characters, man. The president is a character that needs, the whole democracy, okay? Like college football, all these things are needed to keep this shit going, and people distracted, okay? The hustle and bustle of life, all right? Because people, America no one spends more on entertainment than America. When it comes to entertainment, no one spends more money on entertainment than America.
And it's crazy how y'all brother explaining it. America was doing all this stuff with dependency, man, for people to depend on these different things to keep people, blinded, misled, misguided. You know what I'm saying? Not really knowing what's really the agenda is. But even within doing that, Americans start becoming more dependent, have to have these things, because just like these devils depend on these bread and circuses, like football games, basketball games, to keep people, occupied. The people depend on that too. Remember when the jab hit? People didn't know what to do, man, when it's still shut down. They didn't have no games to watch. None of that shit, man. So it's like a drug, man. And they depend on this devil to deliver, man. He's the package man. So once he starts stripping everything, or the product is out, these people gonna lose it too.
Yeah, they're gonna lose it, and he's gonna lure them in with that seed. You're gonna get this shit back popping. You're gonna have to take this seed. It's gonna solve this chaos that the devil has engineered. He's gonna present that solution with the seed to solve the chaos, man. You gotta go. Bring in how much they spend.
U.S. media and entertainment (M&E) industry is the world's largest. It's the largest in the world, at currently worth $649 billion, and it says of a global market being spent over the entire globe is $2.8 trillion as the project continues to grow.
Yeah, so America is damn near 1/4. They spend 1/4 of the world's market and entertainment. America is 1/4 of it. And America is nothing but 5% of the population. You gotta think about that. America represents 5% of the population, but they're responsible for 1/4 of the spending on global entertainment. Okay? But they spend 2.8 billion over the whole world. This is just the U.S. alone spending. And that's the #1 market. So you got $2.8 trillion a year being spent on entertainment, man. Okay? You gotta think about it because what do Americans love to do? They love to travel abroad. Okay? They love their sports. They see court signs and things of that. You know, the tickets be 10, 20,000. You know, they call it Jack Liver seats.
Yeah.
The ticket, concert ticket high.
Megan Stallion, they can live $20,000.
It's all about money with these cats. You just eat them up.
It looked like he
Really,
said,
the average Jake is struggling.
$40,
You know?
but he
So you
spent
stealing from all these people like
$20,000.
But at the same
Megan
time,
Stallion
that's
nigga on the ass.
the thing is because they should be doing
Old man, you spent $20 million.
you know, all the different, breakdown, really how much I'm shy. It's coming from many
And Rome was nasty like that.
So for those y'all
Now,
that
you go to those seasons, all those seasons, you niggas was nasty, man. You know? You got it, bro.
Back in Isaiah chapter 47, verse 7, you said, I will reign forever as a queen of your world.
Yep.
You did not reflect on your action or think about their consequences.
Yeah, so the miracle is being established in all this wickedness, okay, which is great robbery and murder, okay, because, like I said, we was given to the devil hands, but all the other shit, the Lord wasn't sanctioning it. And buck breakers, okay, all that shit, man, the Lord not saying, the Lord saying he doesn't give anyone a license to sin. So Esau came over here and just went crazy, man. That's what is the affliction. You know? So there's a punishment for that, man. Okay? And Esau wasn't thinking about this when he was in the heyday, especially with all these Edomites from down here in the south, antebellum boom, okay? Have these niggas, okay? All this free labor, okay? All the wickedness they were doing. You see?
Crazy punishments, hot boxes, roasting them, throwing them in boiling hot water, scalding them. That's further than affliction, man. It's just like Esau got real creative with his wickedness, man. Doing all kind of, saying, like the Levi sign, hooking Jacob to horses, saying, and tearing them from limb to limb. Just doing practical cannibalism because they want to taste Jake, saying? It's, saying, what they call castrating Jake, this devil got a lot to pay for, man. And this just things that we know happen. It's a lot of things that's only going to be revealed in that particular time. But this devil, it's all kind of, man, we probably step on graves every day where Esau just done buried Jake, man.
Yo, I got to do a video. I think it's called Lake Lanier. Out there in Georgia. But basically, it was a J turn.
Yeah.
It's like over the wall. I think it's like 80. It's like 80 of them over the whole.
But Gad, my bad. No, I was just gonna say, but Gad was there first, and then Gad got moved up by the Trail of Tears, and so Jake built it. You know what I'm saying?
It's like 80 or some of those cities that were so-called. The Esau basically put those cities underwater. There's one of them on the coast right now. They said every time somebody go there, somebody in the ground.
So that's how it was the Lake Lanier too.
The latter end of verse 8. I would never be a widow or lose my children. Well, both these things will come upon you in a moment, widowhood and the loss of your children.
Just talking to the land itself, all right? Because America's going to lose the children, which is their inheritance. So America's going to become a widow in a moment, all right? That's within that hour. America's going to become a widow. She's going to be childless, man. Okay? But those missiles are going to destroy everything, man. Go ahead.
Yes, these calamities will come upon you despite all your witchcraft and magic.
Yeah, see, people are so goddamn stupid that you're, because now everybody understands, everybody expert in terrorism.
Right.
Now everybody knows how terrorists work. See, terrorism works. You see, Trump playing 3D chess.
Right.
Okay? No, Trump going to get you niggas destroyed. Because while you talking about the terrorists, and you got all this talk about, direct war with Iran, which is going to lead to a war with Russia and a war with China, and that's going to lead to this bitch becoming a widow. So you're talking about a goddamn terrorist, now niggas are getting to the percentage. Indonesia, they board sitting 15%. Now they talking about zero. Terrorists gonna be you niggas' last word, man. You shouldn't worry about if that nigga send them B2 to Iran. Because that's what's gonna affect them day. Okay?
Because you get into that not knowing the terrorists ain't gonna never make your shit go up. You think these folks really finna eat the cost of it? They gonna add it. The U.S. needs, don't let Trump make you think that the U.S. can just stand alone and they don't need nobody else. No, they need the other countries to import this stuff over there. So all they gonna do is jack the price up on the other end.
I'll say this again, the other countries need the United States money too. So if the United States go down, they gonna go down from economy standpoint.
It's a global crash.
That's it, bro.
It's a global reset.
To bring forth what? That monetary system, that digital system. You know?
Hey, just to back y'all up, you can tell that these other countries is down with the Thailand that exposed their RoboCop. They got a fucking AI cop out there now. Yeah.
Even too, going into the 15 million cities and everything, at least implementing China at the GMS. I mean, they're going into, that's the country that's in charge of getting all the information for everything, every person, everything, everybody on the planet in order to make the new digital system. So they just showed you like this little war and everything they got going on. That's not the real World War III.
This the called TikTok, man.
Yeah.
They got to do it because they play like that against TikTok in China. China is a global stage, man. Okay? And what's going to happen is these devils are going to fight who's going to run this new setup. Okay? Just like they did when they were growing. Right? These Caesars, they were underhanded. And, what you had, the year of the four emperors.
It's going to be your year.
Okay? You had them Edomites doing what? Going to war with each other over a kingdom that was already up and running. All right? What happened with when Alexander died? They went to war of a kingdom that was already up and running. So these devils, they're going to be divided. It's going to get to a point. They're going to go so far because they already got their plays in place. So it's going to get to, like you watch the movie, they get to a certain point, then they go with their move. They be with you to a certain point, but then, because after you done rob everything with this person, then the only thing left to rob is the person you've been robbing with. How the movie go? One guy be counting money, and then the gun. You look like this. What you doing?
What was that?
You knew it would come to this. What you
What was it? Italian Heights? When they had Winston on the go, what you do? Rob them, man. That's it, man. I mean, who else left?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's a good point right there.
I got some quick on that. It said China is rapidly expanding.
Hold on. Proverbs 11:6 in the NLT real quick. What you got there?
It said China is rapidly expanding its geospatial intelligence or geo capabilities, including through the use of remote sensing satellites like the Yogan 41.
But guess what? What most of these devices
Like a refined fire.
most of these electronics come from China. Okay, so this ain't nothing.
He
They
just
didn't
said
gather
they refined
technology.
silver.
It says and other technologies to gather information on the global scale.
Yep.
But let's just go.
No, yeah.
Let's just go into what we're going on into it. We're gonna have been going and looking it up. Like when they at least came up with this whole 15-minute city thing, all these countries got a portion of what they supposed to do. So that's how we know all of them are fighting over. China is that country that's over information information gathering and it took evidence gathering. That's why when they did the shutdown for COVID, all of a sudden when they opened back up, they used to cameras and shit everywhere. That shit wasn't there. Every time they do a shutdown, they don't make people over here. They're building up the infrastructure in that area. Like if you go into the California fire, look up the California fire map, look up the plan for the 15-minute city on yeah, look up the layout for the AI infrastructure. It's the same map. Everywhere they got it put up there, they even got it now where they're actually putting these cities up. So every time something happens in a certain state or a certain area, look up if that's where they plan on having a 15-minute city or that infrastructure.
You gotta think because they you look it up too.
And also his high priest.
These 15-minute cities, it will take many of them because the New World Order, they have it
Basically, he's
divided
going
into
to
10
test
kingdoms,
Israel like
10
that.
zones.
That's why
So
I said this was
the world population, they want the world population to be 500 million. So they got to set up to put 50 million in each kingdom.
Yeah, it's projected already.
So it don't take many smart cities to house
But that's why the purge got to happen.
You know, and these kingdoms going to be spread
Precious
out.
metals going to
People gonna
remain.
be far from each
Left
other.
out there.
And these
People at
concentrated
concentrated
areas. You know,
We
like
saved out
homes
here
in different
for
zones.
impending business.
The building
You know,
you're talking about,
it's
the
a
building
test,
you're
yes.
talking about doing, they already got one of them in China.
They help you
That's
follow
why
up
when you
your
go to
spirit
places
up.
like China
So
and
you
Japan,
can build.
they are. It's a reason why they're far more advanced from a technology standpoint because that's where they implement all these things. But they got one of the buildings in order to do the whole 500 million part. They only need like 1,500 buildings. They talking about with them buildings, what they talking about putting like what 50,000 or like 500,000 people in one building. So they say you, like your job, everything you need gonna be all there in one area. You're gonna have 0 personal vehicles per year. Esau trying to make it where you get 3 clothing items. Nigga, you get a pair of pants, a shirt, and some socks. And that's it. You ain't gonna have no meat, no dairy products, no none of that. And then for men, you only gonna get 250 2,500 calories is the basic amount of what you need to survive. Esau gonna make you need to work and give you the basic needs you to keep you going.
Pretty much they were celebrating, but it was war rather happened after that.
It's the book
Like,
of
you know,
Proverbs,
they
chapter
make it.
11, verse 6, in the NLT. The godliness of good people rescues them.
That's the elect. You know, so the godliness of the elect. And it's not street of power, how about shit outside, rescue them. Go ahead.
The ambition of treacherous people traps them.
The ambitions of treacherous people trap them. And there is no one more ambitious than Esau. Spiritual says man wants to be like the Most High. There's no one more ambitious than this man. He wants all the control. Okay? So you have multiple Edomite factions that's thinking like that running this system. It's going to clash. The Lord is trapping Esau by Esau's own ambition because the Lord favors an ambition like that. Okay? Even when you go into in fact, look at it real quick. First Maccabees like 1 and 14. It shows you how these devils eat. Going back to the time
When they sat down and eat and drink and roast on the plate, like they'll just get it's their program.
Reed Strong
You know,
for
but we got a job.
Oh, it started at
16.
16.
They go
This is first Maccabees chapter 1 down in verse 16. Now when the kingdom was established before Antiochus,
Now the kingdom was established before Antiochus. This is Antiochus people. Damn devil, go ahead.
he thought to reign over Egypt,
He thought to reign over Egypt, go ahead.
that he may have dominion over 2 realms.
That he may have dominion over 2 realms. So here it is, this devil is already reigning over Syria. You know, the portion of the Greek Empire, which was, you know, in the Mesopotamian region, which is Syria. And pull a map up real quick of the territory ruled by Alexander General. Now you stay where you live in this. We're gonna read down. So you look up the territory ruled by Alexander General and get some images. Okay, well here it is. The kingdom. Remember, the kingdom is established. But this nigga like shit. I want to rule over Egypt. Yeah, go ahead.
Egypt with a great multitude with chariots and elephants and horsemen and a great navy, and made war against Ptolemy, king of Egypt. But Ptolemy was afraid of him and fled, and many were wounded to death.
Yeah, so here it is. We had the Edomites, Antiochus. Here it is. The kingdom is established. He already got his portion. It's set up and running. But he like, shit, he just had a thought like, shit, I want Egypt too. You know what I'm saying? He just pulled up on Ptolemy like, shit, nigga, give me that. You know? So these devils, this is going to be the same thing happening again, man. Okay? Because you got certain Edomites that back Russia, certain Edomites that back China, certain Edomites, okay, that's bagging America, okay? And we're going to see that clash, man. Okay? So, oh yeah. So you see this shit, bro. This is what all he had right here. But he like, shit, I want this too. You know what I'm saying? Y'all look at this shit. You know, you look at it. Hold on. So here it is, this devil, Antiochus. All right. He had on for the. If you can see it, he had all that portion right there in the green. Okay, this big ass piece of territory, but he like, nah, I want this little piece too. This Egypt. So these devils, their own ambition is finna get ready to trap them, man, because these devils can never have enough. You know, what I say, devil will never be satisfied. Yeah. You see, the fact that they can never be, satisfied, that's what's gonna destroy them. You know, that's why he say he overthrow the crafty. He overthrow the wicked in their own craftiness. Okay, you best believe if these niggas are treacherous against each other. Yeah.
Back in back in Proverbs 11, verse 7 in the NLT. When the wicked die, their hopes die with them.
Hey, when they die, their hopes die with them. With all this shit that they built up, die with them.
For they rely on their own feeble strength.
Yeah, their own feeble strength. Money, technology. Yes, feeble compared to the power we have right now.
The godly are rescued from trouble, and it falls on the wicked instead.
The godly are rescued from trouble, which is the elect, and it's going to the first thing that fall on the wicked. So the fact that the devil can never be satisfied, all right, that's going to play against us because it's going to be worth it, because that's why the Lord will allow them to be so hard. And if they say that shit no more, these devils betray each other.
Because why don't you need robots?
Pulling this shit out.
Yeah. They'll get nice and full, ain't growling no more. But that greed is what's, like I said, gonna destroy them, man. That greed.
The Lord knows nature. He planned their nature against themselves.
And you would think that they would know better since he's a cunning hunter.
Yeah.
You know, you would think he would know, goddamn it, you can be set up for a trap, man, if you get greedy. Like you can leave like what, little red pieces for a particular animal and have a little pit for him to fall in with the whole loaf right there. Yeah. As soon as you try to get it, he fall into the pit, man.
This Obadiah 1:5. If a thief come to thee and rob by night, how are they cut off? Would they have stolen? They had enough. If the great dragon comes to thee, will he not leave some grapes?
Yep. So this devil, his mindset is to take everything. Yep. See, the Lord gonna do you like he's trying. That's why miracles here is a complete different. Okay. The Lord is going to judge this man just like you always do it. Desolate. You know, the Lord is going to spoil this man till he's desolate. You know.
It's the book of Job, chapter 20, verse 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits.
Yeah, and we're seeing it now when the devil, you know, he's in straits because he's trying to figure out how to pull this shit out and not fulfill prophecy. You know, and go one more. He can't get around it.
Can't do it.
See?
every hand of the wicked shall come upon him.
Yeah, that word wicked there is a model goes to the wicked. Okay, which twofold prophets, are working class men. All right, and the spiritual standard has been set against them. See, the prophets is his man's biggest hold up. You see, here we have no because the prophets are step for step with it. Okay, the prophets are step to step with the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shah has the prophets in lockstep. So every move you make, we're telegraphing, we're telling the world. Like he's smoking. Yeah.
Back in Job.
Working class. You see all these strikes and protests and shit. The farmers and shit. But they don't get too close.
There's supposed to be another march tomorrow, if I ain't mistaken. Regarding this hands-off march regarding the tariffs, the Trump and shit.
Oh yeah.
As well,
marching against what Trump and you
Yeah. As well as Trump, it was the talk of brother did a video where they talked about implementing the Insurrection Act in the name of protecting the border, man. What will come with possible, martial law. Chances are they even tell you that right as they can do it. Yeah.
You talking about doing something with the smart cities, like what 10, break it down to 10?
Yeah, well, the whole earth, they're going to break it down to 10 kingdoms.
The crazy part about that is these songs don't even hot. This shit you go right on the World Economic Forum and the UN website. They got the whole plan right there, but they know niggas ain't gonna read shit.
But that's why Trump talking about, Trump keep talking about Greenland, the Gulf of America. Like that's the 10. Yeah, that's the 10. That's one of the 10 kingdoms.
Okay.
So that's why he's talking about Panama and all that shit that goes into those 10 kingdoms.
Back in Job 20, verse 23, when he is about to fill his belly, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him and shall rain it upon while he is eating.
Yeah, so these devils, if they get to a certain point, the Lord's going to call these devils to go to war, and he's going to sit back and have a shot. So this new world order, all right, is going to be boarded by prophecy, man. And this devil's fighting to live, trying to figure out how to move this prophecy and not to fulfill prophecy.
Because he's going to get close again. Because the system will be operating, but like days of war, but at the end of the day, your house shot's going to come in the nick of time.
Man, Apostle Tar said when they push that thing, we could be out here in a matter of months.
Yeah, you said that.
That muffler went off when you said that shit. That shit. That we hope you brothers and sisters edified. If you want to give all any glory to, want to give double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone well, as well as peace and blessings, health and wonders to the house of David the elect. Shalom.